Hare Krishna, Matajis and Prabhujis. Prabhuji is going to join in few minutes.
ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसुदी गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरों दिनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं। हरे कृष्ण। Hope everyone is doing well.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Dandavat pranam.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat
Hare
pranam.
Krishna Prabhu.
Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Everyone is doing well. May obeisances to everyone.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat pranam, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Just so actually, just give me 1 minute. Human life is meant for self-realization. Cats and dogs cannot come together and discuss on the goal of life. You know, only advanced human beings do that. What is the goal of life? Where did I come from? Where will I go? You know, we live as though we will never die, and we die as though we never lived. So the goal of life is to realize we are not this temporary material body, and we are not even the mind, but we are the spirit soul. Then why we are stuck into this cycle of birth, old age, disease, and death? Because of the impurities in the heart. You know, Ichcha dvesha samuttena dvandva mohena bharata sarvabhutani sammoham sarkayanti parantapa. So one day we developed a desire to enjoy independent of Krishna, Ichcha. When we realized that's not possible, we developed dvesha, envy. So we are living in this world means we have a flag of envy. And other qualities, the other qualities will join: greed, anger, envy, pride, false ego, illusion. And what do? Human life is all about hankering for the things that we don't have, and trying to acquire more and more things. But at the same time, we have a fear of losing things. That's it. So Krishna says in Gita, actually no, if this, let me open the presentation. So when we attain the human body, this world is what? Maya, Trigunatmaka Maya. So we are exposed to threefold miseries. What are the threefold miseries? Misery due to body and mind, headache, that ache, this ache, cancer, toothache, or misery due to mind. They have this, I don't have this. We compare, complain, and criticize. Nature of the mind. We always compare. When we see somebody better than us, we are miserable. When we see ourselves better than somebody, proud. Two different sides of the same coin. Hare Krishna. And what is that? Dharmasya apavargasya nartho ardhaya kalpate. Nartho ardhaya kalpate. What is that? Labhe jivotayo smrita. I forgot one line actually. So the goal of dharma, the goal of bhakti is to, one has to become free from apavarga. What is pavarga? Does anyone know what is pavarga? Pavarga means pa, fa, ba, bha, ma. Alphabets. But you know what is pa, fa, ba, bha, ma? Pa means parishram, work very hard. Everyone has families. So we work very hard for the families. If you work very hard for the families, then what happens? Fa. Fa means fena. In the night, we foam in the mouth. Ba. Ba means banda. Because we work very hard for our family members, we are attached, we develop a deep attachment to them, bondage. Bha, bhaya. So we have fear of losing whatever we have. Honestly speaking, many people don't want to speak the word death. No, but it comes. Bha, fear, bhaya. And ma means mrityu, death. So the goal of human life is to dharmasya apavargasya. So you have to break that pavarga, apavarga. So asatoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritangamaya. You heard of these three words? Anyone? Huh? How long will you be there in the temporary, in the temporary nature of this world? Come to the Sat, eternity. Sat Gamaya. Progress towards eternity. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. How long, Tamas means Andakar. Andakar means ignorance. Light a lamp. Lamp means choose a guru. Guru will illuminate your heart with the lamplight of knowledge. So, how long will you stay in darkness? I am this body, I am this body, I am this body. Or follow the power guy, whether you're a doctor or an engineer or a professor or some professional. So, I don't know how many of you heard the word, IPC, Indian Penal Code. Anyone heard the word?
Prabhuji. Prabhuji.
It was written by Manu, it was taken from Manusmriti. Manusmriti was written by Manu. Manu, actually a man came from Manu because he's the first Jiva, first living entity of this world. So he wrote this book, Manusmriti, Indian Penal Code, IPC, lawyers study that. It was written, it was taken from Manusmriti. What punishment? What mistake, what punishment? Manu, Swayambhu Manu lived for 306,670,000 years, 75,000 years. Compared to that, what is like 70, 80, 90, 100 years? So, we should utilize human life to break that pavarga, pafa babhama, and cleanse the heart, cleanse the heart, acquire the knowledge by studying shastras under the guidance of a guru who is a trainer, Siksha Guru, and later accept Diksha from a Diksha Guru and practice Bhakti under the guidance of a Diksha Guru, and cleanse when your heart is fully cleansed, you'll go back to Godhead. Swayambhu Manu was an emperor. He was married to Satarupa, and he gave birth to 10 daughters and 1 son. And the son was actually what? Krishna's expansion, incarnation, Kapil Muni, Kapil Dev. Swayambhu Manu lived his life in royalty, but a pure devotee. He's one of the Mahajans actually. So, but at the end of his life, he went back to Godhead. So you don't need to alter any situation and utilize your life, for the pleasure of God, for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord. You do everything for his pleasure. Then what happens? That will become a Bhakti Yoga. If you do karma for the pleasure of the Supreme, it's called a Karma Yoga. One small technicality is there, otherwise it's Bhakti Yoga. Karma Yogi likes to choose a karma, particular activity, but Bhakti Yogi doesn't even choose. Arjuna doesn't want to fight, he did not want to fight. But because Krishna wanted it, Arjuna fought. That is a little difference between Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. So today, 54 to 72, one who is not disturbed in the mind, even amidst threefold miseries, are elated when there is happiness, and one who is free from attachment, fear, and anger is called a sage of steady mind. In the material world, one who is unaffected by whatever good or evil he may obtain, neither praising it nor despising it is firmly fixed in knowledge. Is firmly fixed in knowledge. Hare Krishna. This is what is expected from us. That time, imagine you become peaceful all the time. Will you be happy or not? Anybody?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji. It will be excellent.
Thank you. But how to attain that state? No matter what, how to attain that state? No matter what happens in our lives, you remain like a deep ocean. That verse is there actually in Bhagavad Gita only. Apurvamanam achalam pratishtam. So even though so many rivers are dumping water in the ocean, so many rivers are dumping the water into the ocean, because the ocean is very deep, ocean remains undisturbed. Ocean remains undisturbed. What is the root cause of our problems? Our strong desire to enjoy. Our strong desire to enjoy independent of Krishna. And let me see the presentation. Just give me 1 minute. We'll see these verses. We'll finish the chapter today actually. I'll tell the essence anyway. Can somebody read 56 verse? 57, 58, 59, 60? Who will read?
One
Okay,
who,
Guruji.
one who is not disturbed in mind, even amidst the threefold miseries, or elated when there is happiness, and who is free from attachment, fear, is called a sage of steady mind.
So, one who is not disturbed in mind, even amidst threefold miseries. My next question to all of you. What is threefold misery? Tapatraya. Traya means three, tapa means misery. Does anyone know threefold miseries?
Adhyatmik, Adibhautik.
And
Adidaivic.
Adidaivic.
so Adhyatmik, Adibhautik, Adidaivika. So Krishna is telling, if you become free from attachment, fear and anger, naturally you become free from, you're not disturbed when threefold miseries occur to you. So then Krishna is telling he is a sage of steady mind. I'll tell you an experience I went through one time. So one time I went to a program, something like this. And this is like 2004, means 18 years ago. Erie, Pennsylvania. Program was over. So at the end of program, we have prasad. I took prasad from our temple. So after finishing prasad, everyone started leaving, and I had to go to Philadelphia from there. So I was also getting ready. Suddenly a phone call came. I want everyone to please hear, because there's a word here, attachment. I think on the phone's other side, they told this lady, the host, I think her brother told, mother died. Immediately she put the phone down, started crying. I was thinking, wow, how long the happiness in this world is short-lived, so also the distress, So immediately, see, everything changed. She started crying. But I was watching the husband. For husband, it is a wife's mother. She was very attached to her mother. So naturally, she started crying. So for husband, is not that much attached. So he was sad, but he was not crying. We are outsiders. We don't even know them. So we have only, we are empathizing with them or sympathizing with them, but we are not sad. So then I understood, okay, attachment, when it is broken, it causes a lot of suffering. When that attachment is not there, then, or if you spiritualize your attachment, that is very important. If you spiritualize your attachment, then that is good for you and for your relationships, maybe your children, maybe your father, your mother, your daughter, your sister, spouse. That is what is needed to be done, because that is what needs to be done, because every attachment is one day broken. Every attachment in this world is one day, is detached. So Arjuna listened Bhagavad Gita from Krishna. So doesn't mean tomorrow your child will come and embrace you. Don't go away from here, I don't want to be attached to you. No, that's wrong. So how do we behave then with our family members and children? Spiritualize your attachment. How do I spiritualize attachment? Bring Krishna into the relationships. When Abhimanyu died, Arjun cried. So then it's actually criticism. Arjun listening but directly, Arjuna listened Bhagavad Gita from Krishna directly, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But on the 10th day after listening Bhagavad Gita from Krishna, Abhimanyu died. Somebody asked Srila Prabhupada. So Abhimanyu, Krishna heard, Arjuna heard Bhagavad Gita from Krishna. Then why he cried when Abhimanyu died? Prabhupada said it's natural. It is natural to cry when your children, when your child dies. Then Prabhupada said Arjun did not give up his duty. Next day he went for the war. Then Prabhupada said, what Abhimanyu did? If Abhimanyu had not gone for war, that day war would have ended. So Abhimanyu served Arjuna, served his father in rendering service to Krishna. So the relationship between Abhimanyu and Arjuna is spiritualized, which was good for Abhimanyu and good for Arjuna also. So if we can spiritualize our attachments, manayeva manushyanam karana bandha moksha. Amrita Bindopanishad explains, mind is the reason for bondage, mind is the reason for liberation. So otherwise what happens, whatever the attachments we have, it will bring us back into this metal world. Again you have to take birth. Again you have to take birth. Again you have to take birth. So fourth canto Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a story of Puranjana. What is that? Story of a Puranjana. Our attachment is because of a passion, mode of passion, Rajogun. Rajogun means impelled by some certain degree of lust. So we'll see that presentation today, but let me speak on this. So Puranjana was married to Puranjana. We have a, Pura. Pura means what? Does anyone know what Pura means? Puram, Pura, city or village or a town. So, but this Pura has 9 gates. Navadvara Pure Dehi means what? This city has 9 gates, city of 9 gates. Does anyone know what this city of 9 gates? Anybody? Let us say.
Body.
That's it, body. So this body has 9 gates. So if you go through 2 gates, you can experience nice smell. If you go through 2 gates, you can see nice things. If you go through 2 gates, you can hear nice things. 6, 2, 2, 2, 6, 2, 2, 2, 3, 6. Then what? Anus, genitals and mouth. If you go through 1 gate, you can eat nicely. You can taste nice foodstuffs. But other 2 gates, excretion. And 1 gate is sense enjoyment. So Navadvara Pura. So who is King Puranjana? He is the one who is enjoying this world very nicely. He is thinking he is this body and he is enjoying Hare Krishna. That is Puranjana. In other words, we are Puranjanas. But then Puranjana was married to Queen and he gave birth to 100 children. And he was enjoying day and night, day and night, day and night. And Puranjana had a snake, 5-hooded serpent. This snake guards the city, the 5 life heirs. The 5 life heirs. And then what happens? This person, Kalakanya, marries. Kalakanya means a time factor. And she marries with her husband, and they come and attack the city. They have soldiers, 365 soldiers. Some soldiers wear white clothes, some soldiers wear black clothes. Means what? Day and night. When they come and attack, this 5-hooded serpent, the 5 life heirs, they fight with them, all the diseases they fight. But finally what happens? When your time is up, this gentleman with Kalakanya, he comes and attacks the city, kills that 5-hooded serpent. In other words, all the life heirs are taken out. Then what happens? This is like an allegory. They arrest the Puranjana and they want to take him out. Means the soul is evicted. The soul is ejected from the body. As the soul is being ejected because of the attachment with his family and kids, Puranjana was thinking, oh, how will my wife deal with the children? How will she take care of his 100 children? Without me. As he was meditating on his wife continuously, as he was being ejected out of this body and being dragged out from this city of 9 gates. Because of his meditation on his wife, next lifetime, Puranjana became a woman. Hare Krishna. Western world doesn't believe in reincarnation. But Bhagavad Gita starts with reincarnation only. Krishna's preaching starts with Krishna starts his preaching with reincarnation, Punarjanma. Deha, Dehi. Dehi is soul. Deha means body. Everyone is listening or not? Understanding or not?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So what happens? Because of his absorption in the thoughts of his wife, Puranjana became a woman in the next lifetime. This wife is here only, thinking about the husband. But The parrot flew away. The soul left the body. And because of the desires, yadbhavam tadbhavati. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajityante kalevaram tam tameviti kaunteya sada tadbhava bhavita. Whatever you think of Arjuna at the time of death, you will become that. This program goal is to think of Krishna and go back to Godhead. Not to think of something else and become that. If you meditate on your dog, like if you meditate on our dog, next lifetime will become dog. If you meditate on our cat, will become a cat. Maharaj Bharat, because of whom India got the name Bharat, meditated on deer and he became a deer. So, all the family members, they were thinking, my father, my mother, where your father became a woman. Hare Krishna. And he was married to a king by name Malayadvaja. But Malayadvaja, very interestingly, he was not a materialistic man, very spiritual man. Throughout his life, he did sadhana and he inspired his wife, the queen, to do sadhana because time is running out. Because the time was running out for both of them. But one day, Malayadvaja died. So then Puranjana, who was a king in the previous life, now has become a woman. Now Puranjana started crying. Ayyo, my husband died, my husband died. Then Avijñata Sakha, unknown friend. Who is that? Paramatma, super soul. Super soul came out. We are Atma. Sitting next to our heart is Paramatma. So the Upanishads explain, in our heart, we have a Jivatma, we have Paramatma. Jivatma is us. Paramatma is a Krishna. Or for specific, four-handed Vishnu. She came out as a Avijñata Sakha, unknown friend. And he assumed a form of a Brahman and said, oh lady, why are you crying? Oh, my husband died, I said, look, you're not man, you're not woman. In the previous lifetime, you're a king, you're a man, and you are married to a woman with children. Because you meditated on your wife, this lifetime you become somebody's wife. Natural plastic surgery. So, but one thing, you never looked at me. I am your unknown friend. She said, who are you? I am the super soul. I'm watching you. You're not man, you're not woman, you're a spirit soul, Prakriti. You belong to me. I want you to come back to me. But you, having been overcome by happiness and distress, you would sometimes lament, you would sometimes, what is that? Elate, you'd be elated, sometimes you would be happy, you'd be elated, and sometimes you'd be miserable. But you never looked at me. Hare Krishna. Finally, I ventured to come out only to give this knowledge. How many of you are understanding? What is the problem with the Kali Yuga? Media is telling you're this body, you enjoy. Make money, you'll be happy. Universities are telling Hare Krishna. Parents are telling, don't read Bhagavad Gita, but go to movie and enjoy. And movie stars, they tell, you enjoy, you sing songs like this, you dance with heroine like this, you'll be happy. They themselves, they're miserable. How can they tell us we can be happy? That's all illusion, Maya. You're understanding or not?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
So that's why what we do, we tell people, not like, Friday, Sunday evening, you just come like Sunday, come like this, and no, sadhana. So, actually, if you follow whatever you're told to do, I'm honest with you, you'll attain the perfection. If you're not following whatever you're told to do, means either you don't have faith on the process, or you don't have faith on the person speaking. Or third one is, what is the third one? Lethargy, laziness. Or one more thing, complacency. Hey, look, अच्छा लग रहा है सुनने में. So I'm finding it good to listen. It's helping me. Why sadhana and all? What sadhana? Complacency means I'm happy with my life. No, that's the problem with Sattva-guna actually. And you cannot be happy all the time. You'll be ejected from your seat. You'll be ejected from the position. I said in the beginning, Manu lived for 775,000 years. But still he died. Brahma lives for 311 trillion 40 billion years. But still Brahma dies. Compared to that, what 80, 90, 100 years. That old age is so difficult to pursue. So wake up to the reality, do sadhana, get a spiritual master, get initiated. So if you become free from attachment, fear, and anger, then you're a sage. Sage doesn't mean present in Himalayas or Vrindavan or Mayapur. Sage means you may be wearing a jean pant, but you follow Bhagavad Gita, you apply in your life actively, and you see what happens around you with the eyes of knowledge. You are a sage, sir and ma'am. Who will read the 57th verse?
In the material world, one who is unaffected by whatever good or evil he may obtain, neither praising it nor despising it, is fairly fixed in perfect knowledge.
So that equanimity is called yoga. Samatvam. One day you got a job, one day you got a position. You got a job, nice job. Thank you, my Lord, very grateful. The next day your beloved family member passes away. Then, my Lord, thank you very much. You are telling me the temporary nature of this world. For today, my family member, tomorrow myself. My presence in this world is temporary. So if you accept both of them, then you are fixed in knowledge. And then next one, Amma, somebody can read.
One who is able to withdraw his senses from sense objects as the tortoise draws its limbs within the shell is firmly fixed in perfect consciousness.
Can you read they're really connected to one thing, so continue reading it.
Though the embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, the taste for sense objects remain, but ceasing such engagements by experiencing a higher taste, he is fixed in consciousness. The senses are so strong and impetuous, O Arjuna, that they forcibly carry away the mind even of a man of discrimination who is endeavoring to control them. One who restrains his senses, keeping them under full control, and fixes his consciousness upon me is known as a man of steady intelligence. While contemplating the objects of the senses, a person develops attachment for them, and from such attachment, lust develops, and from lust, anger arises. From anger, complete delusion arises, and from delusion, bewilderment of memory. When memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost, and when intelligence is lost, one falls down again into the material pool.
Thank you. Just give me 1 minute. So, Krishna is telling, we'll see this presentation today. What is common in this world? Service. Politicians serve the voters with the desire to get votes. President serves the citizens so that they'll vote him again. Doctor serves the patient, and an architect serves the customers. If nobody is there, Prabhupada says, you'll serve your dog. No living being is exempt from rendering service. In America, people, they carry a dog, and they are very happy removing, cleaning the stool of the dog, actually. So in the spiritual world, everyone is engaged in serving Supreme Lord. Krishna serves. Everyone serves Krishna, but Krishna also serves everyone. This is Balramji. Krishna is massaging his feet, actually. So today we are reading this verse. What is that? The Supreme, lust only Arjuna Kamesha Pradesha Rajakun Sautava Mahasana Mahapapma Vidhi Ena Hivairinam. Rajagun. When a living entity comes in contact with metal creation, his service attitude is transformed into the propensity for sense enjoyment. We all have love in our heart, love for Krishna. Love for Krishna or Vishnu, but basically love for Krishna. But because we expressed our envy, that's how I began today. We want to enjoy independent of Krishna. When it was not possible to do that, we expressed our envy towards Krishna. Then we are sent to this world. So we are in this world means we have a degree of envy with us, actually. Then because envy is there, the other things will come. Finally, we have lust. In other words, the sense of love of God becomes transformed into lust as milk in contact with sour tamarind. Sour tamarind is transformed into yogurt. So our strong desire to render service to Krishna, that pure love, when we come into this world, turns into lust. So Krishna is telling, lust only Arjuna, control that. It's a deadly enemy for anybody, sinful, Adakena prayaktayam papam charati purusha avichinna vivashnaya baladi viniyojita. As if somebody is forcing you to do Krishna, sometimes you do things that you don't like to do. What is that? Krishna is telling lust Arjuna. I have a question for all of you. How many of you felt I should not have done that? One time, at least one time in your life. How many of you felt I should not have done this?
Yes, Prabhuji.
In many times, Prabhuji.
Practically everyone. Then
Many
why you
times.
did it? Who forced you to do it? Not Paramatma. Lust.
Maya.
Our desire to enjoy that one. So now with today's verse, Mataji read, what is that? Dhyayatva vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu pajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha kama krodho vijayate. So when you contemplate on sense objects, attachment develops. That attachment becomes stronger. It becomes stronger, strongest. Strongest attachment is called lust. What is lust? Strongest attachment to acquire things or achieve things. When it is unfulfilled, it will turn into wrath, turn into anger. There is an, this picture is from Bhagavad Gita. A man sees a woman, then, oh, if I talk, how does it look? If I enjoy, this is all meditation only. If I enjoy, how does it look? Then she'll start talking to somebody else. Oh no, then I'll lose it. Then I'll quarrel with that person. So it's not just the one picture. You want to acquire a car. You want to buy a home. any sense object for that reason. When you want to achieve it, when you say not achieve, I'm sorry, when you want to acquire it, when somebody says no, you'll become upset. Psychiatrists say, anger, what is the reason for anger? Maybe you don't have enough rest. Anger is a normal emotion. Bhagavad Gita says, no, definitely not. Anger is not a normal emotion. It is not a healthy emotion. It is an unhealthy emotion. Can you believe this? Contemplate sense objects. Why billboards are there? Whether it's Hyderabad, whether it is New York, people pay huge money for these billboards, the owners of the advertisement. Why? Every day you go and you see, buy this car, buy this car, buy this car. When you want to buy a car, you will buy that car only. Just by seeing again and again and again, one day you will be impelled to buy that car. Or this hospital. See, go to this hospital, come to this hospital, come to this hospital. So when you become sick, you'll go to that hospital. I said, wow, how great is Bhagavad Gita? Multi-trillion-dollar advertising industries depend only on this one verse. Any situation I see in this world, I remember one verse of Gita. And so, wow, how great is Bhagavad Gita, I thought. So when you become angry, what happens? Krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammoha smriti vibhramaha, smriti bhramsa buddhinaso, buddhinasat pranashyati. A person who meditates on sense objects, he'll develop attachment to it. And when that attachment turns into lust. When the lust is unfulfilled, it will turn into anger. When anger, you'll become delusion. Your memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost. Then you'll fall into the cycle of birth and death. When is the last time you became angry? Anybody? Don't say today morning.
Today,
Huh?
I became angry because some auto driver, while smoking, tried to break road rule and cause damage.
So anyway, what is that? So to the extent, any situation, like for example, okay, auto driver, he did something I didn't hear. I could not hear clearly. But to the extent you want to reach home safe, or you want to keep your car safe, that much extent you become angry with other person. So then what happens when I have a question for all of you. When you become angry, does anger make a phone call to you and say tomorrow 5 o'clock I'll come? I'm coming at tomorrow 5 o'clock. No. It comes like a volcanic eruption actually. How many of you agree?
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. Yes.
Your children don't listen to you. As time is running out, you should be in one place at 8 o'clock. It's already 7:45. You have not left. And you'll become angry. There are so many ways actually. But what is the root cause of anger? Anybody?
Unsatisfaction.
Huh?
Unfulfilled desire, Prabhuji.
Yes. Unfulfilled desire. Amazing. Thank you, Mataji. Unfulfilled desire. Your friend tells you. Actually, I can give a real example. Year 2001. Year 2001, Ravu Birendra, the king of Nepal, Hindu king, they were all sitting on the dining table. And like, Rao Birendra, the queen, and the king and the queen and his brothers, his sisters, his children, 9 people, 12 or 13 people, they were sitting around the dining table. And suddenly his son came and told his father, "Father, I have a news for you all." And father and mother said, "What is that? Come and join the dinner." "No, no, no. I want to share news with you." "What?" "I want to marry this girl. She's also from royal family from India. So I want to marry that girl." Mother said no. They did not even talk. She said no. But she said, "Why? Let us talk." But no. Mother said no. That's it. This guy went inside. He brought the rifle and he shot everyone. And at the end, he shot himself and killed himself. Now, based on this Bhagavad Gita verse, who will explain what, what is contemplation of sense object, what is attachment, what is lust, what is anger? Then what happened? After anger, after anger, what happened? These 2 verses. Understood? I'm showing actually. Okay. Who will explain? He took the gun and he shot everyone and he killed himself also. Who will explain? Please.
His desire to marry the girl was not fulfilled, so he got angry. And when he got angry, he lost his wisdom, his intelligence, and then he became violent, and then he killed everybody and he killed himself.
Amazing. Who is this?
Manjula.
Very nice, Amma. Thank you. Anybody else? Without using her words, you can give another purport to, who will add? Please.
In this context, in this case, that person is not able to digest the news, raise the decision. He was so fearful of his future that he was not going to have his expected life. That thought has driven him to make the mistake.
Your voice was not clear, Prabhuji. Something I could hear something, no problem. Are you on the speaker?
Are you able to hear me, Prabhuji?
Yes. No. Okay. Yeah. No. Go ahead.
See, the basic thing here is he is not able to digest the decision of his parents,
Right.
and he is not able to digest that he has to live the entire life without that girl. So that has driven him to make such mistake.
Wait. I have a question for you. So in Bhagavad Gita language, what do you call it?
It is sheer lust.
Great. Very nice. Then continue.
And attachment also comes in between, because he is so attached to that girl.
Right.
So he could not bear leaving her.
Amazing. So then what happened?
See, anger as lust resulted in attachment and lust both resulted in anger, and he has killed his own parents.
Okay, then
so he has lost his senses.
So can you explain from the 4? I'm showing the picture on the top. Some here.
Yeah, he has lost his senses. That means he has lost his intelligence. He has completely into some kind of illusion.
Amazing. Thank you, Professor.
Regarding his love life.
Very wonderful. Thank you. Very nice. Anyone wants to explain? Because psychiatrists say anger is a normal emotion. I read so many books where they say it's normal. It's not normal. Hare Krishna. You don't have proper rest. That's why you're becoming angry. So you take good rest. A person, if Rajogun, even if he sleeps for 20 hours, things don't go in his way, usually he or she will become angry. How many of you understood Manjula, Mother Manjula and Kalyan Prabhuji? They explained very well. Thank you, Prabhuji. 3 times sorry.
Oh, yeah, I have one more question. Now, psychiatrist and everybody is giving so many classes on anger management also.
Mm.
So, how to manage the anger?
Mm.
Only Bhagavad Gita tells us you should be free of anger.
Exactly. Actually, Prabhuji, let me tell you. Actually recently wrote a book on this, because again and again they are telling, you take rest, you be like, you be relaxed. They are giving actually temporary stopgap solutions. But Bhagavad Gita tells, what is the root cause of anger? Anybody? What is the root cause of anger?
Attachment and
Desire.
lust.
Lust.
Unfulfilled desire.
Yeah, desires. Actually, attachment becomes strong. Strongest attachment is called lust. Nobody says that. That is a sad thing. So, this is the sequence. Your object, sense objects, you develop attachment. Attachment turns into stronger attachment, which is technically called lust. When it is unfulfilled, it turns into anger. When anger comes, delusion means I am this body. I want this. I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it. So then what happens? Your memory is bewildered. You take things into your control and you lose your intelligence. You speak what you're not supposed to speak and you do what you're not supposed to do, and you incriminate yourself, Hare Krishna. So my point to you all, anger is lust is triggered by the mode of passion, Rajoguna. And anger, lust is Rajagun, anger is Tamugun. Hare Krishna. Lust is not just illicit sex, kama, but it can be defined as a propensity of a living entity to enjoy separate from Krishna. In other words, whenever we perform any activity which is against a scriptural injunction, shastra, it is lust. I don't want to get it late. Should we see this next week? It's late already, what is time for you? 9:15, right? Any questions? We'll continue on this next week, actually. Anyone has any question or comment? Otherwise, we'll end it.
Prabhuji, every time Supreme Personality of Godhead is Krishna. Godhead is if Krishna. How about body are the remaining parts of body of Krishna? And why we say it is only Godhead?
Thank you.
My
Next question. Actually, Devatas are 33 crore Devatas. They're all called Devatas. There isn't the proper English word is God, because Christianity, Western world, the word God is there. But God has a name. But when it comes to Indian tradition, Hinduism, we have so many Devatas. So, like, for example, the Prime Minister of India or President of America, they have so many ministers working working under them. So Prabhupada, what is that? Deva Adi Deva. He translates that as a Godhead means head God. He's the head of all the gods, not that head and trunk and body, not like that. So he's the, is the exact word for in Sanskrit is a Deva Adi Deva. For Devatas also, whenever they get in trouble, they go to milk ocean and pray to Vishnu. So for that reason, Srila Prabhupada translate that into Supreme Personality of Godhead. God is a person. Is a personality. You cannot, love. What is that? If he's not a person, there is no love. So between Ram and Hanuman, there is an exchange of love. Ram and Sita, there is exchange of love. Between Krishna and his friends, there is exchange of love. Living entity and Jivas and Krishna, there is exchange of love. So if sky is big, vast, but I cannot love sky. I may appreciate the sky. Ocean may be big, I may appreciate ocean, but I cannot join full time. I cannot become a monk and dedicate my life to ocean. So it's very easy to say God is everywhere, but very difficult to say, difficult to believe initially, God is a person, Yes, he is everywhere, but he is also a person, So sun in the form of sunshine is everywhere. But the source of sunshine is sun, who is 90 million miles away, that sun globe. But who is controlling the sun globe? Surya Narayan. There is a deity, predominating deity. There is a personality controlling that sun globe, So likewise, what is that? First of all, we have to understand, the highest loving exchange. What is the goal of life? To exchange that love with the God, or the chief of gods. That's what Krishna is. You understanding?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Any other question or comment? So today, actually, if you can summarize today, Krishna is emphasizing so much on sense control. There is a book called Viveka Chudamani by Shankaracharya. So Viveka means discrimination, the crest jewel of discrimination. So unless we learn to discern or discriminate, we cannot go forward in this world. We cannot go forward in this life. So minute to minute we should discriminate. This is right, this is not right. This is right, this is not right. So goal of life is to become free from that illusion, not incriminate in that illusion. Become free from that illusion. In fact, when somebody becomes angry, it takes time for the body to, heal. It takes some body to recover because the body becomes agitated. So we will continue on this. If you don't have any reflection, if you don't have any question or comment, we will end it. Dandavat Pranam, and my obeisances to everyone. All Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thanks, Prabhuji.